Yo, what's going on, boys? We are here in the garage. This is like a horrible, lame Ty Lopez intro from back in like 2011. But yeah, we're here because the gym I go to at night during the weekday there's absolutely no lighting. You know, I said I was gonna try to do a light. Well, I don't want the light in my face to blind me, and there's no lighting on the parking lot, so there's no way to do it. So forget it. You know what I'm saying? So the other gym has lighting, but we weren't there today, and it's twice the distance, twice the time to get there. So on days that we go and do other stuff, we're probably just gonna come in here and do the video. Still the car talk, okay? Still got the cars, all 3 black cars, why not? And yeah, have a good sit down, and I'm not distracted because the garage is shut. So we have a barrier to the outside world, so I'm able to just sit here and just focus in, right? And by the way, this is a fake tattoo. Something for Halloween, just some fun, you know, just hanging out. So everyone's wondering if it's like real or whatever, and I'm like, nah. And then the first thing out of their mouth is, well, why don't you just do the real thing then? I don't know, maybe we'll do it someday. And this over here is just like a birthmark or something, so I don't know, man. Just is what it is. We're not all perfect, right? So I want to talk a little bit about stress and distractions and how to get past them. Right? As somebody who studied mechanical engineering, okay, one of the hardest majors, I think, besides like being a doctor, I'd imagine, trying to apply calculus 1, 2, 3 in physics, in classes where they're trying to weed you out. I literally talked to a professor who told me that he was told to go ahead and try to fail 70% of his students. Like, they told him to do that. I mean, I'm just thinking, I'm like, this is so messed up, you know, and to think that like you're gonna be cut regardless, you know what I'm saying? And I like failed a class like 3 times, you know, and it starts to get to your mental health. Am I good enough for this? Am I gonna be able to pass this class? I know there's a lot of college kids thinking that. If you're a college kid right now, you're probably, and you failed a class or something, you're probably wondering, wow, you know, what can I do about this? And there were many nights, you know, we have those common exams after they're, you know, you look up at the sky and you see the airplanes flying over and you're like, you know what, I'd rather just be an airline pilot and forget this whole engineering nonsense. And I'm so glad I didn't just quit. One of the best decisions was to just continue on. I really wish that I had not taken 5 years, but then again, I wasn't in charge of, you know, the grading system. Okay, I gave it the best I had. And that was the first thing I learned, like my first year was, I was stressing out about trying to get A's and trying to be a perfect student. And to be honest, you don't really need that. And there was a lot of people that were saying that, oh, well, C's get degrees, but don't get jobs, right? And that wasn't true. I got a job right out of college. And now I didn't have a job ready to go, but I started to apply. And it's really just the skills you had as well. Okay, I'm really glad I didn't have a bunch of engineering internships. And I had a variety of different work environments, like working in warehouses, working in literally digging trenches in one of my jobs, and how I was a leader. Okay, those are the kind of things. I did a Amazon FBA, entrepreneurship. I literally brought in the product that I had built to the interview, and I asked the guy, what kind of person do you hire? What kind of person do you look for in an employee? And they said that they were looking for somebody who had ambition, somebody who was a self-starter. And I think it sealed the deal right there when I brought in the pad. Well, we were making these like baby pads, believe it or not. And they were like, you know, like a single mom, or I don't know why I thought of single mom, but a mom or a dad or somebody could like change their kid like at a like a park or something. And why did I pick that product? Well, it wasn't because I was obsessed with them. It was because the numbers looked good. And so I brought it in. I was like, I know it's silly, but I literally made these. And I think that sealed the deal for the job I've had for the last 5 years. 100% believe that was true. Because it showed I was a self-starter. I had a lot of different experiences. So I'm urging you guys to go ahead and go out and have a lot of different experiences. Don't just stick with one thing forever. You know, unless you really, really like it, you know, but I think we all have Excuse me, there's some idiot over there honking. People are so rude. But yeah, I think getting out, exploring, doing new things is going to really give you an edge, honestly, because think about it. If somebody just knows one thing and someone knows that thing plus a bunch of other things, but maybe they're not perfect in one thing, they're going to have a variety of like things going on that they could pull from in an interview, in the way they speak to you, the confidence level, the leadership, all those great things. So that's one of my biggest messages is, even if you're working like an Amazon job, use it as leverage to get you to the next spot. You know, don't say, oh, woe is me. Think about what you can use about what you're doing right now in your bad situation to level you up to that next job. That's basically what I did. I said, how can I phrase the fact that I worked at a warehouse delivering furniture into something that's high value and doesn't make me look like a nerd, a loser, somebody who failed out? You know what I'm saying? And so we framed it in a way where I was the leader of this. I drove these people because we were like in a pack with like different trucks and stuff, and went in and conquered the work and stayed long hours, right? Did over and beyond. All those things matter, man. And so how can you reduce your stress level? One of the biggest things is minimalization. Now, I'm one to talk because I've got a lot of stuff over here and I got a lot of stuff upstairs and everything else. But I'm honestly working right now to cut back on stuff because to me, the more things you have, the more you fill your mind with, the more it's just like a trash house in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather be tight, neat, clean and orderly, have just the essentials, and to live, you know, in the good moments in the present, and to have those great values, your beliefs and all those things, versus I have a bunch of things, right? And you know, you look up and you're like, where did all this stuff come from? I have like so many pots and pans for the kitchen. Like, where did that come from? I don't need that many. I literally use the same stuff. So much clothes, right? So I go and I donate my clothes to either Goodwill or Savers or some of these other stores. And I say, you know what? Someone else can use the stuff that I'm not using, and it's going to free up the space. It's going to make me feel better because, hey, I have more space in the house. And, you know, you just start reducing your stress levels, and you start, well, because you probably already knew you should be like reducing the amount of things you have. And so by going and doing it now, you have the confidence in yourself because, hey, I kept the promise that I said I was going to do. And that's actually what I did last week. We took a bunch of stuff to the dump. We have like a storage room upstairs, and there was just so many things that needed to go to the trash. And sure, you could call it procrastination, but people always have an excuse, right? Well, we don't have time. You know, that blue hood right there goes to this car. Well, I haven't had time yet to sand it down, fill the holes, and paint it black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've just had so much going on, and it's okay, but priorities are the big thing. So before we end here, stress and distractions. There's gonna be so many distractions, man. There's so many distractions on the phone, and you just gotta really just be disciplined with yourself. I guess one of the biggest ways to end the distraction on your phone is to just say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna spend 30 minutes and I'm gonna scroll and do whatever I want. I'm gonna set an alarm. And then once you start doing that, you can say, hey, you know what? Okay, boom, now it's time to get to work. Or you're working and you want to take a 5-10 minute break. Sure, you can scroll, whatever. But a lot of people get into the mindset of, hey, I'm just going to scroll for a little bit. It turns out to be hours, man. And then you end up wasting your time away and wondering what happened. You look up in 5 years and you've gone nowhere. And it's really sad, and I see it everywhere. So one of the biggest ways to reduce stress, for me personally, is to minimize what you have, to let things go. And, you know, sometimes you're going to have friends saying, hey, you want to go out and this and that. Sometimes you have to say no. right? Sometimes you have to do the uncool thing in order to get ahead. And that's where I'm at right now, man. Like, I'm not always, you know, way up here about, you know, I've got to go to every party, you know, that my friends throw and try out every new restaurant. Have some discipline, man. Say no. Say, I gotta study. I gotta up my life because I'm not where I'm at right now. I'm not where I need to be. I'm way behind. We need to push afterburners full power. We're in this, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, first talk here in the garage. It's pretty nice. So, and this is gonna be really cool because it's gonna start getting colder and darker soon. So I'll be able to come in here, and this place is insulated all around. So it's really nice to just kind of sit here and be able to talk with you guys. And this is just after my gym session. I just drove over. It's like 5-minute drive. So it's not like, you know, I've waited an hour or whatever. We're still doing these talks right after. You can still see I'm sweaty from some cardio. But yeah, take care. See you in the next video. And in a world full of fakeness and deception, keep dominating your realities, bro. See ya.